seen the wildly popular show, The Chosen, and now you can get ready for The Chosen Christmas. I'm joined by the series creator, Dallas Jenkins, and a special guest who is no stranger to Christian music, Brandon Lake. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Can you just talk to me a little bit, Dallas, about why this special and why now?
Yeah, so obviously we have our show, which is 3 seasons have come out, but the show is birthed in the story of the birth of Christ. This year we decided to take the best and brightest and most impactful moments of the last few Christmas specials, along with some new stuff, and put them all together. The first Christmas special featured the shepherd, which was the birth of Christ from the perspective of the shepherd. And then a few years later, I did what's called the messengers, which is the story of the birth of Christ through Mary and Joseph's perspective. This year we decided to try to meld them together and see if they could be one cohesive story, and it blew us away. It worked better than we expected. And then we took from those first 2 specials the 6 songs, including Brandon's, that had the most impact, that viewers immediately responded to, and whose lives were changed by. So we brought those back. We also now have an exclusive performance from Andrea Bocelli from Italy just for this special. We've got a few new things in store as well. So that's why this special demands to be seen on the big screen with the surround sound, with people you can cry with. And then now, I mean, think about what's just going on in Israel. I mean, the birthplace of this entire story. We need to be reminded of why Jesus came more than ever. And he didn't come to fight a war. He didn't come to dominate oppressors. He came to change our hearts and to draw us closer to him. And so it seems like that message now, more than maybe perhaps any time in the last 5 years, is absolutely relevant. So we hope that it provides a joy in the midst of what feels like chaos.
I like how you kind of casually drop Andrea Bocelli there for a second. We're going to get to that. And before I talk about the music with you, Brandon, why do you think this has resonated on such a different level? And people are literally begging me to say, thank you for making this and please continue.
Well, actually, I think it's better to hear that answer from Brandon than from me, because his story is actually similar to what we've been hearing. And you've told me about how it kind of impacted you and why.
Yeah, before we collaborated and I got to be a part of helping make an impact, it impacted me. I remember the first time we went to check it out, all my friends were telling me, you got to check out The Chosen. It's incredible. And so finally, me and my wife, date night, end of the night, we're like, all right, let's turn in and let's just put on this episode. Season 1, episode 1. And Jesus appears at the very end of the episode. And it was as if Jesus walked into my house. It was so heavy and real. And for me, I knew it was the presence of God filled my home. And for about 10 minutes, literally, me and my wife were speechless with tears running down our eyes. It's like I got introduced to Jesus again. And I'm a guy who's grown up in the church and I've read the Bible a lot of my life. But it took the Bible from black and white into full color. It put personality on Jesus. And I felt like I got reintroduced to this Jesus. And I think that's why people are responding so well to it, because when you read the scriptures, at times it can feel stale and it could be hard to experience the life in it. But I do believe what The Chosen is doing is helping people experience this Jesus with every sense, with additional senses. And I think it's something that we're all drawn to, whether you know it or not. And I think people are they can't help but respond to the story of the gospel.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned whether, you've grown up in the church, like you said, you have, whether someone like me that was introduced to Christ later in life, it is resonating. And it's never too late to be reintroduced to the power that he has in our lives. And speaking of that, Brandon, I mean, your music is so powerful. You're partnering with Zach Williams and Matt Maher and, like I said, Andrea Bocelli on a soundtrack that is unlike any other. What was it like to be a part of this project?
To be any part of The Chosen is such an honor because of the way that it changed my life. We released the Christmas special and man, I was just getting blown up like, dude, this was a moment. Like this song, there's something special. And right after that, Gratitude hit the charts at #1.
Before I let you go, I have to talk about the Andrea Bocelli moment. How did that come to be?
The show is grown all over the world in other countries and other languages, and it's been extraordinary to see. And so we have some people in Italy who love the show, who know Andrea, and they said he loved the show. And when they told us that, before they were even done with the sentence, we were like, can you connect us, please? And they said, sure. And so we talked about the Christmas special, and long story short, that song, "Oh Holy Night," he performs it in Italy with his son Matteo, exclusively for this Christmas special. I watched it going, how did I get here? How is this
Right.
possible?
Right.
One of the greatest voices in the history of humans.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell us once again where we can watch it and when.
December 12th through the 17th. It's a limited run. You can get your tickets right now. You check your local theaters. For that 5 days, this is going to be a chance right in the the middle of the holiday season for you to be reminded of what this is all about and be drawn back to the story of the birth of Christ.
Dallas Jenkins, Brandon Lake, Christmas with The Chosen. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on the Sami Cone Show today.
Yeah, thanks for having